Hi, John. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Mike.
Happy New Year.
Hey, Jeff. Happy New Year, guys.
Whoa, Bill's joining us here now. It's either a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, I concur with that statement, I suppose.
Okay, why don't we get started? I should be sharing this. Do you see the agenda?
Yep.
Okay. I think I canceled a meeting in December. But what I wanted to go through was quickly the pass down and then review the state of profiles because I really like to take them out of draft and make them contribute them and release them. The way we've done the rest of them. So quickly with the pass down, I traverse this. Do you guys still see this?
Yep.
Okay, great. So there's call for abstracts for the European Summit. This year they're having an innovation village, and I don't know if you got this, Jeff, since you're online, but the nominations for the innovation village, which is kind of like the experience center, is due by January 14th. If you have anything that the project leads are really keen on demonstrating at the European Summit. So I don't think we have anything close enough to want to set up for Europe in, when is it? To March, April timeframe? So that's the first thing. The second is I think I updated most people on the new process for work streams. We're trying to move away from closed CLA work streams and get them converted into open CLA work streams as soon as possible. I did a presentation at the last hardware management meeting regarding the new process. And then last is the steering committee is doing a strategic initiative for 2025. Its submission to due this Thursday. And this is the same a process that created open systems for AI. Um, Normally 10 um, nominations are submitted. The steering committee votes on the top 3 or 4, and those are what we try to move forward with. Some of them get traction. Some of them it was a great idea by the SC, but no one was really particularly interested in it. So yeah, just because you get selected doesn't mean you actually make a whole lot of progress unless you're willing to go put in the work for it. Okay. With that, let me go back to back here. Okay, so the main thing I want to do with this meeting was we have a whole lot of profiles in process, and not all of them are contributed, and that's the final state we want to get everything in. So I created this sheet. Oh, yeah. So this is there's a link in the agenda on this on all the profiles we have in flight and what the current state is. So we know what baseline 10 and server 10 and rack manager 10 and 1.1 are all contributed. The rest of these are in various states of draft, and they need to get to be formally raised to the root folder. It needs to have needs to go up to the SC and get approved. So normally that requires both a profile file on JSON and this user's guide. So in looking through all the documents, profiles that we have, some of them are kind of ready to go, and we just need to review and approve it and then take it to the hardware management project. Um, so baseline 1.1, I believe we're in draft. I need to go and contribute that. And then the final teeth we get from it is when we update the product checklist. So when a product gets contributed to OCP to be placed in the marketplace, the checklist is consulted. And depending on what type of product it is, it needs to fulfill a certain set of manageability. So if you're a server, you have to fulfill the server profile. That's on the checklist of any product that gets contributed. Everything else, which doesn't have anything beyond baseline, needs to at least meet the baseline. So I marked this as default. So once it gets contributed, then baseline 1.0 becomes the manageability requirement for um, um, switches, anything that which is not a server. So once we have baseline 1.1 contributed, we can now fully released 1.1, server 1.1 to have it extend from the 1.1 baseline. So server 1.0 creates currently extend from 1.0 baseline. Server 1.1 will extend from the 1.1 baseline. The rest of this is Rack Manager. Rack Manager stands on its own. So that's when I got down to what we've got down here, which is kind of everything we have in draft. We have a service baseline, which we have the JSON file. We have no users guide, and the users guide is what gets approved by the SC, because the SC doesn't want to spend any time looking at JSON files. So they'll approve the users guide, and that implicitly approves the JSON file. The component baseline was still in works. GPU is still in draft, has no users guide. Ethernet NIC, which Jeff, you contributed or added, does not have a use guide, so we can't bring that forward to a contribution.
Yeah, it needs an update anyway, so.
Yeah. I just wanted to give current state. I'm not saying anything of these already. The PowerShells and the Rack PDU, they have a JSON file. They both have drafts for the users guide.
They also make reference to the service baseline, so there's a bit of dependency.
Oh, great. Which one?
I thought they both do at this point.
Okay.
Let me check. I know definitely the liquid cooling ones do.
And the rack PDU should too, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it does, and I
Yeah.
thought I updated the PowerShelf one
I think
to
you, I
point
think
to
you
it.
did.
Okay, so this extends from service baseline.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Okay. So it seems like these already go as soon as with the service baseline.
Yep.
Users guide approved. Oh, written and approved. Okay, and then sustainability. So some of these I looked in the folders and they have markdowns, but the one in service baseline is just a model spec, which is fine. I don't care. I encourage actually additional collateral. Um, and in sustainability, there's a profile introduction document, but there isn't a usage guide. So, Jeff, is there going to be a usage guide written for this? So I don't know what state it's in and what the sustainability project is to do with this.
The usage, there is a usage guide.
Yeah, I think so. John, I think what you're calling the model spec is that usage guide.
Yeah.
It's not shaped like a usage guide.
I know it's not. It's
Right.
shaped like a model spec.
Exactly. That's why I'm going to call it model spec, because I can't take that before the steering committee. They'll say, "What is this, John? This is not how you trained us."
Yeah, Jeff, I think you wanted to go the easy push button. I'm going to use the redfish doc tools to produce my user guide, but I guess
Boy, I would like to change to that model too.
I would too. I'd like to auto-generate all this,
Yep.
but I don't think we're quite there yet. It sounds like we might have some cats to herd.
So John, what does it take to transition to just using the auto-generated?
Well, yeah, I mean, the auto-generated stuff gets you the guide. I mean, I think John's point is going to be that there's still
There's still a learning
still
curve
need
there.
to-
They people on the committees approving this, they look at that and go, I don't know what to make of this.
right. So I mean, but so I mean, and the sustainability one is a good trivial example because it's a pretty small profile. But I did put there is effectively the usage guide at the front of that. So I mean and we can pull that up and look at it if you want to see. But so
Oh,
I thought I covered both basically. It's like we could just chop off the schema, the auto-generated text, and you have the usage guide, I think. No, that's
Then I
You, you,
did.
d-
Then I
you
didn't read
do,
the entire document.
yeah, you do have the baseline service profile intro markdown. So John, you looked at just the stint. Actually, does the model spec cover that now? Jeff, did you build the output by any
Mhm,
chance?
mhm.
Okay. So if
Yeah,
I look at that,
there's built output in the.
okay, so it looks like, do you mind if I share? Do I have to request share?
You got it.
There we go. I have the power.
Deny.
So this is the built model spec, and yeah, once you go down to this baseline service reference guide, that's where you're gonna see all the meat and the gory details. But it sounds like, yeah, Jeff, you want to have service use cases as a front matter that people could read through, but we didn't fill this out yet, so it's all empty right now.
Oh.
Oh, that's why I skipped over it so quickly.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
okay.
what you want as the user guide is really in this service use cases section that is
Correct.
yet to be crafted.
Right, and I don't want the rest of, right?
You don't
can put
even
that
want
in.
it.
You can put
You
it in
can't.
some collateral document if you want, but as far as what goes to the SC, they won't be able to make sense of all the rest of this stuff, right? They're going to look at it and goes, John, I can't prove this front part, right?
Well,
Because I know what a use case is, and
Why not though? Because if you look at the other specs that go through, they're very detailed. They have
no,
similar information. Well, the satellite controller, auxiliary management controller specs got a lot of gory details in it.
oh yes, but they're not
codes and-
they're not profiles. The profiles.
So do we need to do some education to them that says we want to add a section to them?
No.
Why
Okay.
not?
The way I've got it set up is that we this has a long history, but we tried thinking of taking profiles through and having the SC sign it off, right? The SC says we don't want to look at profiles, we don't want to look at models, right? All we care about, because we are not even managerial people, right? We got server people, we got sustainability people, we got cooling environments people. They say we just want to look at the use cases because that's what we understand and we can review and our people can review.
That's a lousy excuse for excluding technical information.
It's
Because they got server people, okay, it's OCP. I understand.
yes. I tried to approach this very technically, and they said, John, you just don't understand. We have limited time to review this stuff.
No, John, that is the issue. You do understand.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
I know. So that's why that's why I got them to agree upon. We're going to write this short little document that they can comprehend and they can review, right? And once they approve it, right, we have the obligation to make sure the profile represents the user's guide. And the use guide on the top line always points to the profile. is the normative description of all these requirements that will enable all these use cases are defined in this profile.
I guess I was trying to handle that as effectively joining joining two documents together so that the information was all available, but calling that, the schema guide, or calling that a reference section, if we want to call it is it an appendix, or something to say, hey,
Yeah.
in terms of purpose of review, it is the use cases of what you're trying to.
Oh, that would work. That would work. Just as long as I can focus the steering
Yeah.
committee on to look at this, right? All this other stuff is informational or incremental.
So is there a way to call this the appendix, Jeff?
Yeah. I mean what is highlighted on what you got highlighted on the screen right now is text in the intro.
Okay. So we can
yeah,
just,
we can call that whatever we want. Yeah,
okay,
everything.
good.
Yes.
So
well,
yeah, we could say, stop reading here.
Right. Well,
No, no,
I
I would just retrain the steering committee on what they should go focus on. Say, fine, John.
Yeah. I mean, it's right. That's why I use the words reference guide there. It's just, but if that was my term, pick another one.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you Mike, if you flip over to the sustainability one, that one, and I forgot that we hadn't actually fleshed out all the use cases in the baseline to.
You could just have an appendix dash profile reference guide.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can name it whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, name it that, and then I'll say stop at the appendix.
Yeah. So if you scroll down there in that one, Mike, because that's.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is the
was-
sustainable. So you have your use cases, product identification.
Okay, and then they keep going, and then ta-da, there's that. Yeah.
That's it. And then appendix.
Now, and I can tell them the appendix was auto-generated.
Which it also states in the first sentence.
Oh, right.
And I probably should clarify that because it's actually the bundle along with the profile, so we probably should reference that.
So instead of sustainability profile reference guide, it's going to be appendix : sustainability profile reference guide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I could do work to align the other profiles I've been working on to follow the same pattern. That shouldn't be too bad. Fun. John, you like it?
Okay. No, that's good. So if we can do that and line up all the documents, then we can start. We can start taking them to the SC.
Hooray.
So that's all I have, is to make sure we knew what we're doing for the rest of this year and whenever they're ready.
Well, that's all we do this year? Just update some educational material, then we're done? I can go home?
No, well, no, that is a matter of going to the group. So one thing on this table was where the byte is. So I don't know if you still see this. Yeah, so I have these updates to product checklists. Let me show this. Okay, so right here is where the byte, right? What action is action going to? Well, I mean, once we get it released, it'll be on the top level um, folder, but it still has no byte, right? Until it ends up in someone's specification. So, like for sustainability profile, at what point will sustainability have a document which points to the profile and make us explicit requirement that be met. Jeff, are you gonna drive that?
Sorry, which one?
Sustainability.
Yeah.
So you're gonna drive that, make sure there's a document within the sustainability project which references it.
I'm gonna drive it to somebody in sustainability who will raise their hand, which I believe will be back to me.
Okay, all right, that's. And then the PowerShelves and PDUs, I'm planning to go to OpenRMC and add that to their list of stuff for Rack Manager 1.2. That it should now reference both the PowerShelf and the PDU. And
Does wouldn't we also need to go to the power group and have it as part of OCP PowerShelf requirements, not just as part of Rack Manager?
Oh, yes, no.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So the question is, yes, is Rack and Power, do they have a document which actually specifies that reference? So, so Mike, do you want to do that? Or do you want me to do that?
I could try. I will need help.
Okay. And then,
I guess
Connor?
I guess we could sign Mick up for the liquid cooling ones.
okay, I'll add that to the end as to who as they are to move forward. But I think that completes the actions that we have to go do for for a profile here. So we can call 1.0 complete. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to switch rooms. Okay. So I think that covers it, guys. So once we're done with that, I think all the profiles that we have can be dealt with. I have to go talk to the GPU guys to see if they're going to do anything because they don't have a user's guide. They have a profile and they have nothing that looks remotely like a user's guide. Okay. And with that, I think that's it. Do you have any other comments? Okay, since the PowerShelf and the Rack PDU have users guides attached to them, do you want to schedule that for next week to get those approved by here and take to the before we
Next week? I mean next month?
next month?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I should be able to have those converted to uh go with Jeff's formatting.
Okay, because we have to get that quote approved before
Yeah.
we start taking it to other
Yeah,
organizations.
I'll have that ready by the next meeting.
Okay, and then service baseline. Since now it's become a crucial first step in all of this because everyone now points to the service baseline. Jeff, can we get that done next month? Well, whenever you get
Well, I think we need to. The question is that can we get some? I'm gonna need some help on just the getting text added to the use case.
Yeah, I can work with you on that, Jeff.
Okay. But I agree. We need that it is becoming a pin in the chain here.
It's the pin we wanted.
Yes.
okay. In that case, I think we have all the actions we need for next month, guys. With that, I am done. Anything else? Okay, thank you guys. Happy New Year
Thanks.
again.
Let's get back to work.
All right.
Happy New Year.
All right.
Bye.
See you in a bit.